سنة الله في الذين خلوا من قبل وكان أمر الله قدرا مقدورا. الذين يبلغون رسالات الله ويخشونه ولا يخشون أحدا إلا الله.
Considering that you've taken time out on a Saturday evening to attend the majlis of a mother of Ahlul Bayt alayhim wassalam, I would, perhaps for the sake of this discussion, assume that you are lovers of Al Muhammad. And by being lovers of Al Muhammad, allow me to further assert another assumption, and that is that perhaps that as lovers of Al Muhammad, you follow in their very footsteps as much as possible by way of perhaps serving your local community, by serving humanity at large, by spending your evenings, your mornings and your nights, be it handing out leaflets, or by spreading the truth, by helping the homeless, or by even looking after your family in the way that Ahl Muhammad would expect us to. And I want to therefore propose the question and hopefully answer it as briefly as I can, in that this notion of these actions, we could perhaps call it service.
We are the sons and daughters of both the lived and the living. And history is full of examples of those who grew from absolutely nothing, and others who emulated the shining of their mothers and fathers like a rose's inevitable blushing. But an intriguing example is found in the past, and this example is the tussle between nature and nurture in the grand example of Abbas. If you have a father like Ali ibn Abi Talib, it's hard not to become a walking and breathing miracle by default. But remarkably, what raised Abbas to the highest echelons of greatness wasn't being born to Bani Hashim, where he was fortunate enough to be a seed planted and grown in a divine garden. It wasn't that. It wasn't just knowledge straight from the source fed into him with a silver spoon that earned him the title the Hashemite's moon. No, it wasn't that. It was the hands that were unseen. It was the hands that were unseen placing a crown on prince from queen, the upbringing of Ummul Baneen that raised him breath by breath from birth to death.
And Allah has given us some beautiful examples, inspirations to follow. And one of them is this noble lady, Ummul Baneen Salamullahi alayha. This great lady, look how much she loved Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. How much she took care of serving them, following their example. And so Allah honored her in dunya and in akhirah. In dunya, she is being remembered. It's been almost now 1400 years since the Battle of Karbala, give or take. And every year this lady is being remembered. Did she have a very easy life? No, she did not. But was she at peace? Yes, she was. She lived with Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullahi alayhi, and she saw the difficulties he experienced. She saw the wars that he had to fight. She witnessed all this. She saw the difficulties after Amir al-Mu'mineen, what Imam al-Hassan had to endure, what Imam al-Hussein had to go through. And then Karbala came. May Allah not make a person lose a child, but it is very painful. Losing a child is very painful. Imagine losing four sons. And they were not little kids. No, she's spent years with them. She's got memories with them. 4 sons were gone. And she lived for 3 years after Karbala. She died on a day like today, the 13th of Jamadi Thani, the year 64 after Hijrah. So that's about 3 years after Karbala. Imagine 3 years. How did she live these 3 years? Historians say she made 5 graves in Baqi', and she would go and sit on these 5 graves every day. 4 to represent her sons and 1 Abi Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. And she would mourn her children. The people of Medina would come and cry. Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam says even Marwan ibn al-Hakam, who was an enemy of Ahlul Bayt, Marwan, he would sometimes walk by and look at her mourning, and he would cry for her till the caravan comes back. And Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salam tells a man by the name of Bishr ibn Hadlam, Ya Bishr, your father was a poet. Do you know any poetry? He said, Yes, Ibn Rasulullah. He said, then go and mourn my father Abi Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. So Bishr enters Medina and he starts going around calling, O people of Yathrib, which was the old name of Medina, get out and leave it. Everyone in the city of Medina came out of their homes. They came and said, Ya Bishr, what is the news? What is the matter? He said, the news will be delivered at the qabr of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih. He says the whole city of Medina gathered. When everyone gathered, I told them the news. O people of Yathrib, get out of your homes. Hussein has been killed in Karbala. My eyes are flowing over his death. His body is left under the horses of Bani Umayyah, while his head is on the spears going from one city to another city. He said the whole city of Medina broke in tears. It reminded those who witnessed the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi of the time of his death. Until he said, I saw an elderly lady carrying a child approaching me. I asked about her. They told me, Ya Bishr, this is Ummul Baneen al-Arba'a. This is the mother of Abbas. And she's carrying Al-Fadl, the son of Al-Fadl, Abu Al-Fadl al-Abbas. She approached me and she said, Ya Bishr, I heard you have news about my son Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. Is he back? I didn't know what to tell her, how to begin with her. I told her, Ya Ummul Baneen, your youngest son has been killed in Karbala. عظم الله لك الأجر بمصاب عثمان. She said, Ya Bishr, I didn't ask you about my son. Tell me about Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. Ya Ummul Baneen, your other sons, Ja'far and Abdullah, have been killed in Karbala. She said, Ya Bishr, may they be sacrificed for Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. Is he back? Then I told her, Ya Ummul Baneen, عظم الله لك الأجر بمصاب أبي الفضل العباس. Even Abbas was killed in Karbala. That's when she dropped the child to the ground. She cried and she said, Ya Bishr, you've cut my heart into pieces. May they all be sacrificed for Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. Did he come back safely? I told her يا أم البنين عظم الله لك الأجر بمصاب الحسين.
وينك عباس يا يمه خلصت الانفاس يا يمه طر قبرك يا ابو فاضل واحضرها المساء عندي ما اريد اندفن وحدي يا مقابرك رديت لحدي تانيتك تجي وجاني صوتي الفاجعة يحدي قابرك بيش حفرنا وانا من قطيع زند